So now we have a walk cycle. It's all done. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It functions. Everything's overlapping and all that. So now you can actually go in and customize it some. That's what's cool about using the graph. You can use the graph to, do things where you can, let's set up something here. So, like, if you want to push something more or pull something back, you can experiment a little bit. So let's say that's what is Z. So like here, oops, that's not good. Even though that's not even, I guess it still works. So, boink, do that. I didn't actually go in and clean this up, so like that. That's not good. Side to side. Actually, I should look at that. Let's see. I didn't really notice. It looks like, this is probably supposed to be more down here. So like I've been doing this a while, I kind of know what you can get away with, and something like that. So you want it to be nice and kind of fluid. If it's cycling, you want it to flow from one to the next. So that's not too bad. Clean that up. So let me go through that. I'll clean this up real quick. Kind of see these guys. Sure. What are we doing with that? Like this, don't do that. You don't want curves, actually let me go back. You don't want curves that do this where they do this bumpy thing, because those are just wobbles. And if you ever see curves that do this, where you have one handle on one side and one on the other, usually that means it's a wobble. So you just want to kind of get rid of it or clean it up. So clean this up. And I'll get into cleaning this up in a little bit later. But so like let's say his Z, like we want to get a little crazy here and push his Z, right? So one way you can do it is just by manually moving these, his keys here, or you can do things where you scale it, which I'll show you. So like let's say he goes really far down there, you could just take this, hit R, hold down Shift and middle mouse. See that little hook thing? That'll scale it in, or you can scale it out like that. So then now he's going to go, whoa, whoa. So now you got a crazy whip action going on. You want to like really get nutty with it, which is a little too much. But one thing you can also do that's kind of cool to kind of see where you're at is turn on the buffer curve snapshot tool, which I use all the time. So where's that at? Buffer curve snapshot. Then you go to View, Show Buffer Curves, and you can see what you're doing after you do it. So like if I scale it, you see the little line back there? And then if, let's say, I like it, it works good, I can update it over here, this little doohickey where this one arrow is, and then it updates it, or not. So I don't really want to do that, do much with the spine there. Let's see what we got. So I would say maybe the upper back, this guy, we can do that with a Z. So he kind of goes back, forward, back, forward. Okay. So this looks like it's supposed to be going more down. I think this is supposed to be a little bit more up. This needs to be fluid, it comes down. So take these guys. And, oops, still in scale. Sorry, gotta hit W to go back to translate. Something more like that. Maybe bring that up some so it's more balanced, then I'll update it. Boink, we'll see what it looks like. There we go. So now, let's say I want to scale it though. I want to go, let's get nutty with this. Hit R, Shift, middle mouse, bring it in, or go crazy. Then once I do that, I can go W and translate it, and then we get some crazy funky action going on here. Boom, boom. And like, you know, if you wanted to get like a real sad walk or something, you can just adjust your curves like that. So now you can see a little imprint I have there from before, Z back to where it was. So then I might say, well, I want to do that, but that's too much, so then I can scale it. Whoops, hit R. Scale it up just a little bit, and then translate it like that. So now it's a little bit more droopy. He's less determined now. Now he's a little more sulky. Right, so then maybe, okay, well maybe now I like that overlap. It's kind of wild, right? Now, but the timing is so fast, it doesn't feel like what I want. I want it to be slower. I want him to have more time at the top of his arc. So I'll hit select all, open this up some, and I'll look at my keyframes. He goes down, he comes up, and then let's say maybe at the top of his arc here, I want more time up here, right? From here to here. So I'll kick 7, key all, 8, key all, 9. So now I have a key on 8, right? And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. When the foot comes up, here, hit S, 16, hit S, 17, hit S, right? So now I know I want to take 8, grab everything, and slide it over a frame. So I'm adding a frame between those two. Take 10, slide those guys, add a frame between that, and I'll do the same here. And then do that. Now I have more time at the top of that arc before he steps, right? So now my walk is kind of changed and become more of a, there's more time at the top of that arc, so it feels a little bit more delayed, more like trudging. So we'll play blast that. See, now it feels like he's kind of laboring a little bit more, right? There's a little bit more rhythm to his walk. It's not so even. So then we might say, all right, well, I like that. Now maybe we want to add something else to it. Let's see. So maybe we want to get even crazier. Maybe we want to take 9 and 11. I'm sorry, 7, 8, 9. So maybe we'll take 8 and hit S, right? At the top of that arc there, so which is the top over here, which is 17. We'll take 16. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's 18. We'll hit S there. We'll add a frame between these guys. So it's essentially adding 2 frames. So we'll take 8, grab all those guys, slide them 2 frames, or 1 frame actually, and then take 10 and then do the same thing, add a frame. So now we have more time at the top of that arc. So now we have a much more rhythmic walk, right? So let's play blast that. Now it's getting a lot more rhythmic, right? But then you might be going, well, now the foot's slowing down. We don't want the foot to, we want to have that, maintain that speed, right? So then you're like, oh, okay, well, how do we do that? Then you go back into the foot here. You look at the graph. It pops up. And then Z. Then you look at the trajectory of the walk. You just go, when it's on the ground, you go, okay. It's supposed to slide evenly here, right? We don't want it to slow down. So what we can do is just look at this. We have the buffer curve snapshot on, so if we make a mistake, we can see what we did. And now we want it to go pretty much from here to here, right? So we can just take these guys, boom, delete them. Maybe pull that down a little bit, and then look at that. Now it slides evenly again on the ground. Easy, right? Pretty simple. Okay, then we do the same with the other foot. Look at your Z. Go, it's right there, right? Or actually it's the other one right here. You see, we don't want it to slow in here. So we want to go in here and look at these keys where it slows. Right there, we don't want that. We'll just blow these suckers away. Boom. Probably add a key. Oh, actually, if to add a key, in case you don't know, I, middle mouse, puts a key right there. We probably want something more like that. Maybe bring this up. So now we have a nice straight trajectory on the floor. Boom. So now we did the same thing. Come on. See that? Looks like that foot's sliding back a little too far on this guy here. So maybe we'll bring that up some. Yeah, it's gonna go a little too much. We might even bring that up some, but that we do in cleanup. Boom. So now we have a nice, now his walk is much more rhythmic, exaggerated. Made last. Let's look at that. So now he has like nice, a lot of time at the top of that arc. Boom. So now you have like a walk that's not even, but then you say, oh, the arms look like they're kind of too jerky because we held all that time at the top of the arc. You go back in and you just kind of adjust your poses. So let's say you look at your keys here. This is where you eyeball it. So you go up. Now maybe, okay, it's hyperextending here, so maybe we bring that back up. 1, 2, 3. We don't want that. We want it up like that. So now we're kind of building on top of what we had. That's too quick, so we pull that back up. Maybe we want to drag that sucker down here. It snaps down because it's coming down so quick. Coming through, we want to drag that some. Maybe push that hand. You see what I mean now? Now you're at the point where you have it all, everything, you have your structure there. Now you can go in and kind of push things. Now we can kind of pull this out maybe. Maybe leave that out there. And bring it, comes down hard, like boom, like that. So now we have a nice fluid arm. And then, because you have your walk all done, now you're going in and you're adding on top of it. It's a good way actually to learn learn to animate in Maya too, by doing these walks and stuff, because you're seeing what you can kind of get away with. It comes up, so we don't want it coming back up so quick, or coming down so quick. It's up, transition, down. We don't want that. We want it out here. Always look at your arcs. So we go boom, right there. Boom. Maybe this would be here. Maybe that would be out there. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be the same as the other side. We drag that down like that. Pull that sucker out there. Oh, that's the same, isn't it? Okay, good. Copy that. Boom. And snap it down. Maybe this one's that. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's bring it down some. Maybe that's up here like this. To fix that. His elbow. Oh yeah, that's over here. That needs to be down here. Like that. Maybe we drag this a little differently. So now it's not even, right? We're breaking it up. We're giving it more character. We're changing things around. Let's get it around that knee. I think this would actually be maybe a little in. So let's see what that looks like. So, yeah, now the hands kind of come up and then whip. But they're not even either. See how this one comes down and the other one doesn't? Kind of a weird arc there. Clean that up. Yeah, I don't like that. This would actually probably come up. This maybe there. There. Pull that sucker back. Boom. Okay. So I think a lot of it too is this elbow out here. We gotta fix that elbow. It's wobbling because it's not animated. So there. Boom. Boom. Let's delete that. Pull that out there. Don't need that one. There. Okay. So now you have some more fluid arms, the back's bent a little bit more. Now we have some crazy action going. So you built the walk, but then you can kind of go in and customize it. Now let's get into the feet. I almost never leave the feet on 2s unless I'm in a serious hurry. So when the foot plants on the ground here, it's not done. There's a key in the middle. You don't want to let Maya do the work for you, because it's going to give you something generic, right? So like when the foot comes down here, the toe is going to be up, right? So maybe from here to here though, what's happening? So let's zero this out. We'll rotate that toe. So we don't really have any animation on the toe. So we'll rotate that toe up. Let's do it kind of crazy. And then here it's maybe a little bit, and then here it'll be zeroed out. So we'll go from here, where it's flat. Actually, you know what? We'll drag it the other way. So now it's drooping. So over here it's doing the same thing. Because the foot's coming down. So over 1, 2, 3, it's kind of drooping, and it's flopping down. Boom, bang, boom. Okay, we'll do the same with the other guy. So here, there's our contact, so it's going to be something like this. So here it's going to be a little bit down, and then there it's going to be flat. So 1, 2, yeah, the foot will be 0 here. And the toe will be very up. So from there to there, and then there it's going to be a little bit up, and then here it'll be 0. Alright, so now we have nice and smooth, right? And then we'll do the same thing with the foot coming off the ground. So we're going to peel it off the ground. We don't just let Maya do the work, like I said. See how it's kind of wonky here. So we're going boom, boom, boom. So see what's going on in the middle. So it's actually a lot like 2D animation. You're not letting Maya figure out what the in-betweens are. You're doing them. Boom. Like I said, in a walk, every key is a pose, basically, or every pose is a key. Okay. That looks okay. I'll key it anyway. There. So there, obviously we don't want that foot going into the ground, so we'll put that up here like this. That comes off the ground actually pretty nicely right there. So I'm going to key the toe, the FK toe. So here, we'll kind of delay it like it's, oops, wrong one. Just one channel, like it's kind of, you know, flipping off the ground there. Dragging. Just leave it dragging, why not? It's got floppy feet, right? So now we have the foot. So now we have this nice looseness to the foot. And you can do the same thing with the other foot. I won't do that since you already saw me do it. Now we can do that with the hands. So you can take the palms, and as the hands come through like this, we can animate the heck out of them, you know, like we can go, is it turn? Yeah, like that. So we can take the hand and do some drag with it. So like, let's start with the movement here. So it's coming this direction. So let's just put a little bit of, okay, where is it? Turn. Like that. There. Instead of going frame by frame too, just use a graph. So we just take this curve, this palm turn, and just see how far we want it to drag till it gets to about there, let's say. So we'll just delete these guys, animate this up. Don't need that either. And then when it comes back down this way, we will reverse it. It's going to drag this way. As it comes through here, probably really kind of, that's about as far as we can go, about there. Okay. So get rid of this one. Transitions back into the regular hand pose. And then we do the same thing here. That's where it starts to transition. Yeah, so there it actually would be as far pulled as it probably could go. So we'll bring these down, and then I'll put a key in the middle so it doesn't just freeze at the top there. So I middle mouse, boom, bring that up. And then we have, there we go. So then it goes, and then now we have the hands dragging like that, which is nice and fluid, right? You can do the thing. All those little things really add a lot to your animation. That's what, you know, it's those little things that plus it, that make it feature quality rather than, you know, just something like kind of mediocre. So you can do that. I won't do it with the other hand, but you can kind of see now. So let's turn off the noise, and we'll play blast that. Oh, that's the wrong one, isn't it? I got all these play blasts open. Let's do it again. Play blast. Okay, Apple L, so it cycles. There we go, nice and fluid. See that? Look at those feet, nice and floppy, right? Or the one is. Boom, bam. See the difference? The floppy foot, the floppy foot compared to the stiff one, and the floppy hand compared to the stiff one. It's like you don't see it, you feel it. So you want to put those things into your animation. It really pluses it. So now we'll get crazy. Now that we've done all that, and we will grab all this animation. Let's make sure we have everything keyed. Okay, so I'm going to grab the whole thing, copy. Oh, wait a minute. Ha, I almost screwed myself up. All. There we go. So S, and S. Okay, so we'll grab all this. Copy, like I did before, paste over the last frame. Come on. Okay, sorry, my finger's sticking to the mouse here. Same here, and a paste. So we'll look at that. We'll do that real quick here. Let's okay, so it's 72. There we go. Not a perfect walk, but it's getting there. So you can frame by frame it. Watch that foot beautifully flop. Ba-doom. Peel off the ground there. Come on. It's kind of skipping. Come on, do it. Peel off the ground. Oh yeah. So we got, it's nicely animated, right? It's getting there. I'd say this part's a little stiff and the neck and head need to be animated, but I think you guys get the idea. So again, like I was saying, you can go in and you can change things. So now that we have it roughly animated, say we like it, we've copied and pasted, now you can go in and, like, because we have 1, 2, 3, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like 6 strides. Now you can go in and change things so it's not even. So you can actually go in and say, like, okay, I want to make his cog, his with the graph here, I want to go in and offset this a little bit. So I can look at this as a whole and I can say, you know, on this one here, I want to not squash him so much, right? And then maybe when he's walking, I want him to look to the side during that, you know, that transition, right? So you just look at the, you know, what that would be his X, I guess. So as he's walking, you can kind of go in here and say, all right, from here, when he comes down, I want his head to snap and then look up as he's turning. So you can see, what would I have to do? Okay. Like that. So maybe I want to taper this in, taper that in, bring that down, this down. So it kind of tapers into that and then tapers out. And maybe I want to build into it. I don't want to just snap back. I'll tone this down. So he looks and then slowly turns his head back to front like he had it. So as he's walking now, he's walking, then he kind of looks and then comes back, right? Boom. So now we added something that breaks it up. So now he has a little look and he goes back. So now if we animate those eyes, I would actually do a look over with a blink, but you know, hey, we're not get too picky here. So he looks, and so when he's over here, so we'll delete these. Don't need that. These are just redundant frames anyhow. So he's looking over here. He's eyeballing somebody, right? Where's my money? So he's looking over here. Okay. Oh no, it's crashing on me! You rotten... That concludes our walk cycle. Alright, I'll pick that back up again.